was talking about the fact that I'm not out of bed yet because we had a very stormy night. And one of the things that happens with the stormy night, while I love the rain, I absolutely love the rain. I absolutely love the thunder. I absolutely love the universe cleansing itself. I'm so ready to go in the spring. Think about it. All those storms happen, and then we get ready to go into Easter weekend. There's a lot of cleansing going on. There are a lot of people, you know what happens in the spring clean, you start cleaning. There are a lot of people trying to hoard and hold on to stuff right now. We need to let go. We talked about that. That whole release, you are holding on so tight. You don't realize what that release feels like, y'all. It feels good. That whole tug of war you got going on. Look at, and I hate to keep using Whitney Williams. It's like she's getting ready to come on here, but she's feeling that release. Like, okay, good. Everybody knows. Let's just go ahead and subscribe to it. What do you subscribe to? I subscribe to grabbing my journal, turning to a blank page, realizing that I have a brand new day, a brand new start. I got breath of life. Hey, that means I've got a chance to either do what I want, continue doing what I love to do. I could start something entirely new today. All of that has come my way. And I'm going to talk through. You're going to hear me talk. Because if I wasn't talking to y'all, I'd be talking to myself. Yeah, this is the conversation I would be having with myself. And the universe, my guardian angels, and everything that I subscribe to. I grab my calendar, I look at it, I'm like, okay, I see where we at in the year, but listen, I need more than a 7-day week. I subscribe to numerology. I subscribe to a 9-day cycle. I'm not here to convert or convince anybody else. We're just here to have a conversation about what it takes to get out of bed. It's just that simple. It's a daily podcast about living daily, y'all. It is a daily podcast about living daily. How to get out of bed. Again, I'm Yolanda at DryerBuzz, 17 years blogging, podcasting, live streaming. And I come on here and I decided I need to talk. I need to see if somebody else is anybody else experiencing this shift of life? Is anybody else trying to pivot? Is anybody else trying to continue through trauma, through drama? And I don't do any drama because we know what drama is. And I used to blog about this. I used to blog about drama and haters. I don't have any drama and I don't have any haters. And if I do, I'm not aware. I'm not aware because I don't give any time to it. But listen, let's talk about drama. And I'm not even going to write it down because I already know and subscribe to it. But I'd like to give a couple of anecdotes, additional anecdotes to what we discover in this conversation. So, one of the things that I subscribe to about drama is the direct result after misinterpreting affection. I know I do that Gary Busey thing of breaking down words and what they mean, because sometimes it helps. Think about what I just said. If you've got drama, somebody has either misinterpreted or manipulated whatever you need to do, because whatever side of the coin you're on, right? Direct results or drastic. I hate to say I used to say drastic results because oftentimes if it's at a drama level, you've probably done something drastic. You probably went a little bit too far. Like my daughter I always said, Mom, you go too far. Because you pushed me to that edge, right? When we could solve these things, as soon as we know, if we dealt with stuff as soon as we know, we wouldn't end up with the drama. Because I'm all about communicating. No matter what I need to say, I got to say it. I don't care and I care about what it's going to do to your feelings, but it's going to do something to your feelings because you didn't act on it as soon as you know. You didn't communicate. We didn't agree, which is so important, y'all. That's our word today. And I probably, if I was to look back through this journal, I probably would see agree. I'm gonna put agreement on here. That's gonna be our thing today, and that's gonna be one of the chapters in the book. Don't think that I'm doing the podcast because people will say, "Remember when on the podcast episode?" Listen, I'm like, look, I don't know how to tell you to find that, except go get the book. Agreement, y'all. And we oftentimes talk about permission. Good morning, Drill has come in on the Periscope side. We oftentimes talk about permission. And so today I want to talk about agreement because some of y'all are in too many of these one-sided, some of us. I'm not going to put it all on y'all. Let me see. Let me go over here to the chat section over here on the other platform. Some of us are just, we just We in some bad agreements, y'all. We have got some bad agreements. Okay, let me do this. Let me drop that on there. I'm just gonna go ahead and drop that there, and let me go back over here to Periscope. Some of us have got some bad agreements, and the agreement is I'm gonna give you permission to do all this stuff, and I don't want nothing in return. Too many people are getting out of bed, going and doing a whole lot, and they end up at a point where they have a need and they've asked for nothing. Please never have a need without an ask. Good morning. Too many people have needs and they don't ask. At least if you don't feel like you can ask anybody around, at least ask the universe. At least speak it outwardly. Let the universe go to work on it. At least speak it outwardly and let your guardian angels, whatever you subscribe to, you know, God, universe, whatever, all of that. At least ask. You are entitled to ask. Good morning, glory. You are entitled to ask for something. So I want to talk about agreement today. But I want to talk, and a lot of times you end up in drama because the agreement was off. Well, I thought or I assumed we were this, and I thought we were going to do that, and I hoped we were working in this at the same pace. I was praying you were, but wait, what was the agreement? You go up, something goes awry, you go up in a courtroom or you go before a mediator, right? Or if somebody's smart around, you try to break up the drama. The first thing they're going to say was, well, what was the agreement, handyman? The artist has come in. I'm telling you, y'all are coming in on, I'm glad to see y'all are coming in on the Periscope side. And I know the other platforms like, whoa, she's talking about the other platform. But that's where we originated, okay? We originated there, and now we're on other things. The smart person in the room will all, usually a Scorpio, was always say, what was the agreement? What did you agree upon, right? I mean, they over here on this one platform was like, well, I thought we agreed we were gonna do it just on this. It was gonna be between us. Now she's trying to take it to a whole other level. Thank you for sharing. So the thing about it, what do we agree on? Because I am one to set established boundaries, right? And not barriers, but here are the boundaries of what we agree on. I'm usually saying, well, because I know how to say, I know how to articulate what it is I'm going to bring. People say, what do you bring to the table? I'm gonna roll up in there with the table. Y'all just pull up some chairs, right? Don't even invite me if because I have to have a sturdy table. I have to have a table that will accommodate those that need to be at the table, right? I stay where I found you at, and that's cool. Tara, welcome in. So it's cool, artists. I love artists. So I know what I bring, and even if you have an established table, especially if you have an established table already, because I'm a starter, right? And I understand that. I'm a starter. Bring me in at the start. I'm not even trying to be there to the finish, right? Because a lot of times people don't know what the finish look like, and if you don't know what the finish look like, you won't you won't have me. Our agreement won't even discuss the finish because I got to know how you want to end this thing. And by ending, I mean I got to know how you want to end your time with me. And so you don't see me work with a lot of people. You don't see me lend myself to a lot. You see me lend myself to a lot. But what you see is not all the things that I say no to. And I say no to a lot of things because I know what it takes for me to agree to bring you my talents, my time, right? Because how particular am I? I'm so particular about my time and my money. I don't want to burn through any of them. Now I burn through some money because that's something I can make that back each and every day. But I will not burn through my time. And if on my time you try to put a disclaimer, you try to put an apology, or if any kind of time with you brings me any kind of negative side effects, and I'm over here trying to like decipher if I can suffer through this or deal with that, I'm like, no, that's going the wrong direction. That's me going in the wrong. We can't have that agreement. I can't give you those kinds of permissions because I like sleeping well at night and I like waking up and coming talking about how I'm going to do the next day, not what happened yesterday. I don't have time. I don't have any more time to think about yesterday. I don't. I'm on that side of life. I've come that far in life where I know, well, look, guess what? Everything that has happened, I survived that. I came across that. I came over that. I came up under that. I came all the way around that, right? Those are memories, and memories of where they are way back there in that other side of the brain in a book somewhere and all that kind of stuff, right? We talking about going forward. We talking about blank pages, all of it. I just open my journal to a blue. We talking about blank pages. What do you want to see on this page? When we sit down and we come to some kind of agreement, when I come and push this button to podcast, do I come in? Sometimes we turn the page back. We like, wait. When some, when we end up turning the page back, when somebody tried to take us down, be like, nope, we did that. Listen to the page. One, two, I go, no, oh, that was 3 page. Human touch, myths, buy-in. You coming in here talking about some buy-in. Oh, no, go back 3 days and listen to that podcast. We done talked about that, okay? Being your storyteller, vocalizing your needs, getting rid of shame to find your value. We talked about that. That was, hell, a day or two ago. Go catch that podcast. Yesterday, we made declarations. We went all up in Beyonce's homecoming. And we talked about making declarations. I love the fact, let me tell you, I love the fact that people are seeing Beyonce going forward and they're talking about this book that I wrote on Beyonce. Just a quick little ebook where I just wrote 27 things. I should have just said 27 things about Beyonce. I need to go, okay, I need to go, somebody write that down. Somebody text me that. I need to go rename that book because I called it 27 Answers to Rock Like Beyonce. Hell, that's super fine. Anyway, I said 27 Answers to Rock Like Beyonce and Serve Lemonade. And I gave everybody all these answers. Here's the makeup of Beyonce. Here's why Beyonce is Beyonce. Right? You can go and pick 3, 5, 4, 7, 10, 27 of those things and become Beyonce. Now I done gave it to you, and I'm not gonna discuss it no more, right? And I love the fact that those who watched Beyonce's Homecoming saw the elements of things that I discussed in that ebook. Number one is talking about her equity. Beyonce then went on to do a song where she drops the word equity in her song. Like Beyonce done read that book, y'all. Because let me tell you, honey, Jay-Z and them, they be out there buying up everything. And I know Jay-Z or somebody over there got a copy of this book. You ain't got that Google alert about Beyonce and this book, and y'all ain't read this little book, this ebook, so I know they got it. Because here comes the song, it came right on out about Beyonce that pay me in equity. And that's one of the 27 things. It's like, unlike the rest of these artists, Beyonce goes in there knowing that she's got equity. And what we did was I broke down Beyonce in the word lemonade. I said, first and foremost, the girl got all kind of loyalty. I'm going to give y'all this and y'all go get the book. And loyalty, equity, monetizing. She knows about monetizing, okay? Every essence, even though they talking about Ariana made twice as much as Beyonce on that one performance. But see, what they don't understand, when we talked about Beyonce, you got to know the cost, right? And Beyonce might be a little mad, but hell, value changed within a year. Negotiation was what it was. Hell, Beyonce might have took the $4 million because hell, she might have put that $4 million in an endowment for one of the schools, and then having all them hundreds of people on stage with her. She, believe you me, she might, and not the fact that she worked on this thing for 2 years, she might have monetized it. So if you just caught up on the fact of what she got paid to be on the stage for those minutes, then you might be looking at this thing the wrong way. Okay? So anyway, whatever. But anyway, because monetizing is her thing. Not to mention, she might have monetized her stage performance with the Netflix documentary. And we know Netflix, thanks to Monique, is paying everybody good money right now, right? Okay, I'm just saying, right? And then let's go on to the O. I'm thinking what the O was. Ownership. Okay? First of all this conversation been out there about what Beyonce been doing for the last 2 years. Hell, she owned it. She like, I'm going to hold on to this story. We're going to make this documentary. We're going to monetize it on Netflix. And is your numbers, y'all. You got to know your numbers. You're like, your podcast is doing really well on that one platform. Imagine now if it was on 4 all of it at the same time. And imagine if you syndicated it on all the podcast platforms thereafter. Imagine if you turned it into a book. Imagine then if you went back on the speaker circuit, which I'm thinking about, might do, I don't know, right? Imagine if you created a talk and then you went out there and took it out there and talking about how to get out of bed, right? All of that came out of trying to tell people how to create buzz. I can't get people to create buzz because they can't get out of bed. They got these amazing ideas, these amazing opportunities. The playing field been leveled, okay? And in 4 years, people have done very little with it. And now, why? Because they can't get out of bed. Oh, well, you're about to go through something yourself. And so now you're really going to understand that they can't create buzz because they can get out. I can't create buzz because I can't get out of bed. Some people are like, oh, you're going to go back. You're going to do this again. You're going to do that again. I'm like, I can't get out of bed. I can't plan a breakfast. I know April 27th is coming, and that's one of my star days. I know there's a holiday coming, and we usually have an amazing event around the holiday, but I can't get out of bed, people. So I can't take the 6 months it takes to plan April 27, which in a couple days I'm watching this window because it's getting very, very dark outside. And I told y'all we were in storms, right? I can't get out of bed. Well, you know what? If I got to this level of what people deem as success and I can't get out of bed, I wonder if there are others. Well, let's just go live and find out. And now listen to what I just said to you as Vern comes in. Listen to what I just said to you. All the many ways that I can level up. People talk about level up, 10X and all of that. Can't do any of it if you can't get out of bed. So back to LEMON. Loyalty. We're talking about Beyonce. Loyalty, equity, monetizing, ownership. Know your numbers. You got to know your numbers. What is the demand for what you're doing? How many people can you reach? What's the price point on this thing? I can't tell you how many people don't know how much to charge for something, and that's when they end back up in the drama and the agreement is messed up. Agreement is our journal moment of the day. Agreement. What was the agreement, right? What kind of permissions did you grant in the agreement? What was her agreement for getting on that stage, right? And then we take that lemon and we want to make some lemonade. You gotta know what to ask. That A is for ask. That's your ask. We go back and listen. If it's not your antidote, it could be for antidote. It's what you need in your lemonade. Why would you drink the lemonade if you don't need it? If you need the lemonade, make your lemonade, right? Hey, good morning. So the A for me, and I think for Beyonce, was mastering the ask. I need this, that, and the other. I need 2 years. I can't get on that Coachella stage now. I got to incubate these babies. I want to go and get this ABCU buy-in. I'll get on that stage X amount. And then guess what? Everybody else was held up after her. Notice when she said no, they didn't go to Ariana then. They go into Ariana after her. No, you're not going to go before Beyonce. Okay, I'm just saying, little girl. Him Texos welcome in. You're not going to go before Beyonce. So then you know what? What's the demand? That's what the D is. Because you can ask for it and then they're going to want to know, well, what's the demand? I hear what you're asking for, but is there a demand for it? Right? Same way the universe, your guardian angels, God, whatever you subscribe to. I hear your demands. I hear your ask. But what's the demand? What is the demand? And oftentimes, the two don't go together. You ever see somebody do something, a movie per se, and it flops? Well, there was no demand for it. Okay? You ever go print up a bunch of T-shirts and nobody buys them? What was the demand? You ever go create a website and nobody goes to? What was the demand? You ever go create? You ever go live and nobody watched it? Well, what was the demand? You ever create a post, nobody liked it? Well, what was the demand? You got to know the demand. Okay? And then therefore, if the ask and demand doesn't yield what you want, guess what the last thing you got to do? That E. What do you think that E means? If the ask doesn't get you what you want, because there's no demand for it, that E is there. Like, say, for instance, I'm trying to tell people how to create buzz, how to generate buzz, and they're not ready. I had to evolve. I had to evolve the conversation back to how did you get out of bed? How do we get out of bed? Right? You got to evolve. Loyalty, equity, monetize, ownership, numbers, ask, demand, evolve. That's lemonade. And then after I told everybody else how to make lemonade, what do you think I did? I was like, you know what? Now that I have gone through the trauma, now that I got all these lemons up in here, I'm going to make some lemonade. I mean, take a sip of lemonade. I got to wet my whistle and hydrate my organs because I'm over here dry mouth. And then look what happened when I made lemonade. Look what happened the minute I made the lemonade. I'm walking down the street and people are like, I love your cooking show. I'm loving the lemonade. I'm like, what? Huh? I just made a batch of lemonade. Hell, and the funny thing about it, the video that I made, the first batch, the lemonade detox from, that millions of people saw that video. Millions, right? When they tell you everybody has the same amount of time, everybody can arrive at the same idea, right? It's just that I made the lemonade the one time, like everybody made the lemonade one time. Everybody, right? I'm pretty sure everybody did that detox lemonade New Year's a year ago. It's only been a year. Everybody did it. I decided, well, I'm gonna make it again, but I'm gonna tweak mine. I'm gonna do some variety. I just kept going with it. That's the difference. That's the difference, y'all. The difference was I kept going. There are plenty of people who can do it better, but will they do it? There are plenty of people who can do it larger, but will they do it? There are plenty of people who think they can do it, but will they do it? There are many millions of people who come on here and tell you how to get out of bed, but will they do it? No, they'll stand there and watch you stay in bed forever and ever. Just like the other day, I was watching something. I'm like, man, somebody could surely save them, but will they do it? There are plenty of people who tell you not to do it because they won't do it because they're so afraid. Let me tell you, honey, I made that detox lemonade. I'm like, I don't like this lemonade. And I think I can do this. Let me try organic. And then let me try to put a little bit of other flavors up in there. Right? And next thing you know, now we all out here making lemonade. There's some people, they made it. They were like, oh, that's kind of strong. Mine has an aftertaste. All those obstacles, hurdles, whatever. Thank you for inviting followers, right? All of them people said mine didn't taste right. And they went on back to whatever, right? I'm like, okay, well, tweak it. Change your lemon source because the directions are out there, the recipe was out there. Find a better lemon source. Now try what we're doing now because we started having the season changed, right? You ain't supposed to have lemons every day of the year. Everything has a season. Well, now we went and found some new lemon sources. When I went into my produce person, she was like, okay, well, now the fruit at this time is not in season here, so it's coming from this place or that place. Got to let you know what you're buying, right? Because she got that kind of agreement. I tried Turkey Hills blackberry, but it didn't taste like ours. Turkey Hills blackberry, but it didn't taste like ours. Exactly. Exactly. And in different tastes, you're gonna get different tastes. But now guess what I'm doing? I did that video sitting there zesting all those lemons, and people were like, oh no, they don't make that lemonade so complicated. But honey, when I tell you, when you take a sip of some lemon zested lemonade, and look, let me tell y'all about the universe. Let me tell y'all how the universe will work. Okay, I'm gonna go back to my blank page because and finish up on the Beyonce. Yesterday, if you did not get a chance to listen to yesterday's Get Out of Bed, we made declarations, y'all. For those who want something and want to borrow some foresight, that knows their destination and how they want things in. And we talked about futurism yesterday. We talked about this is a futurism podcast, meaning you want to get out of bed and go step into your future today. If you want to step into your future, now mind you, I ain't put a whole lot of promise on there, but if you want to step into your future today, that's what we talked about yesterday. That's why we started with a blank page. I didn't come back in and say, okay, guys, let's finish this up. No, we finished that. We turned that page because that's what we do in here. We turn the page. We do what? Evolve. And we started with a blank page. We started talking about agreement. That was our agreement. Every day is a new day. There's no continuation on this thing. Now, you can take all of these, you can string them together, but every day is a new day. Okay, so let me tell you. And I forgot what I was going to talk about. But I'm going to come back to it. I think, what was it? I was talking about the zest. Oh, somebody was talking about the lemonade is getting kind of complicated. It's getting kind of complicated because of the end result, because of the outcome. The outcome is we want a lemonade with no aftertaste. We want a burst of flavor. Oh, I know what I was going to talk about. Okay. A major soda company. First of all, I thought that particular brand of soda already had a citrus flavor to it. Okay, because I'm that person. I'm going into the store and I'm ordering half of that soda and half lemonade, right? Everywhere I go. And if I'm going to a bar, I'm asking for half of that soda, half lemonade, and then spiking it with my favorite whiskey, right? That's just because there's a brand of whiskey that has this drink that everywhere I go, some bartenders make it absolutely perfect. A lot of my friends are drinking it now and so forth and so on. And so the funny part, this is how the universe ain't gonna let you get out there and do the people wrong. So now, mind you, they've been telling us this drink got a little bit of citrus in it, right? So now they got all these promos and these commercials and banners, billboards, and all this stuff that's telling you that the drink now has lemonade in it. I'm like, but I thought it was already a citrus drink. I thought that's what it was. But now they're trying to tell you because somebody went and told them. I don't know if their product is what it is, but the campaign says, okay, the commercial says that they're marketing it as, because a lot of times they won't change the darn thing, but the marketing will say they did. But anyway, so now they're saying that that this thing has lemonade in it. But guess what? And I'm looking at the billboard. I'm sitting at a red light or whatever. And I'm looking at the billboard because the marketing, first of all, the marketing is hitting me because I'm their target, because everywhere she goes, she gets the soda, but then she's adding half lemonade to it. So clearly she's in our demographic of this soda that we sell that she don't even drink no more, because y'all putting all kind of y'all do give serving her the American version, when all the real version, if any of them might be healthy, is served outside of America. So she ain't gonna buy this thing no way, because it's America. It's bottled canned in America, the American formula. Until I can get to the formula outside of America, I ain't gonna try it. But anyway, so naturally, especially on social media, I would be their targeted demographic, because I'm posting all the time about this is the beverage of my choice. Half of this particular soda, and probably less than half, just to get that little kick, that acid up in there, whatever, right? I don't know what you call it. What is it? The fizz, right? And to my lemonade. So I add a little bit of that soda to my lemonade when I'm out and about, especially if I'm going to add some whiskey, right? Shake that up. Nice drink, right? Anyway, so. But for some reason, they decided to put a Y where the E goes. Okay, so instead of lemonade, the first syllable of it is lie. Across the board. Exactly. Go to the stores and buy the Mexican brand. The Mexican brand has cane sugar as opposed to this high fructose corn syrup, right? That's why you see in your stores those glass bottle sodas on the Mexican and Hispanic aisles. Those are the ones you want to get. And if you can go to any other international store, just read the ingredients. Just read the ingredients. What happens in America is like insane. So, and I'm sitting there looking at the brand. I'm like, who in the hell was around the table to told them to put a Y up there? Where does the Y come in besides to tell me it's all a lie? Because in the campaign, you say you added lemonade, but you're going to call it lie something. I'm trying not to say their brand. Like, what's the why for? That just makes it say lie. Who lies, right? I'm like, I'm trying to read. Now I'm trying to figure out what the word is, because you done changed it up with this Y. I'm like, what does that even say? Well, hell, it says lie. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. So, be mindful, because you might be trying to jump out there in somebody else's lane. And if you are reckless, you're going to wreck. You're going to wreck. So they're going to end up doing what they always have to do. They're going to end up having to pull this campaign, and they're going to have to pull this beverage, as they have had to do many a times, because they came out with that all wrong. Because ain't nothing wrong with saying lemonade. And I guess they didn't want to say lemonade, because maybe Beyonce and them done trademarked it and this, that, and the other. I don't know. But I know, hell, lemon and water. Lemonade is lemon and water. People keep saying, well, what's the recipe, Yolanda? It's lemon and water. Now, if you want to go alkaline water, you want to go whatever, all that other stuff, you really want to make it complicated, we can make it complicated. I've got a recipe out there that don't get no more complicated than zesting all those damn lemons. I'm just saying, right? But you got to understand. You got to understand what you're doing. You got to understand. You know what you really got to understand? You got to understand when something has been given to you, because what's going on in our society, something has been given to you and you've decided you're not going to do it. And so guess what? All these other people get to come and fraud the people. And you sitting back like, well, I thought about doing that. And you know, you thought about not doing it is what you did. You didn't think about doing it. You thought about every reason not to do it. Right? Just like and I can there's somebody keeps tagging me in every farmer's market post out there. DryerBuzz, bring the lemonade, all this for lemonade. I'm telling you, all this for lemonade. Y'all don't understand. And I didn't, because that wasn't my destination. My ending to all of this wasn't to go into the kitchen to come up with this quote unquote product. My thing was just to go into the kitchen, just to, while I'm live having these conversations. But now people are saying, man, you should bring your lemonade. I didn't even think about bottling this stuff. I didn't even think. I have a friend who has an amazing lemonade business. And I done told him, you need to go on and put the DryerBuzz recipe up in a bottle, okay, and sell it. And he didn't obviously said, no, that ain't what this is. So I'm like, hey, but I'm telling y'all, I don't think I didn't hear what just came out of my mouth. Something has been given to you and you done decided not to do it. I decided not to do it. I can't tell you how many people want to buy a plate of macaroni and cheese. How many people want to buy a chuck roast. How many people want to come to dinner. How many people are begging me to come up in this kitchen. Something has been around for decades. Union City starting to market soon. Everybody has a farmer's market. Everybody. And yes, I thought about doing live remotes, but that was not going to be my product, because one, I don't like the risk that goes with selling food. I have enough friends that I support that sell food. I just want them to pay me to make an appearance. I just want somebody to say, just like they did Patty, can I get that weekday mac and cheese recipe? Yes, you can. Put my face on it, box it up, or whatever you got to do. I don't, somebody asked me, where was I at? Somebody asked me to participate in something. I'm like, I only want to walk into my kitchen on the day of and make. I don't want to be up all night cooking. I don't want, somebody done sent me a test kitchen, a professional kitchen link. That's not what that's not what, I'm, people out there calling me chef. I jumped in somebody's video yesterday to listen, and then like, man, she's an amazing chef and she's doing this. I'm like, who? I'm like, I'm not trying to, and I know it's there, it's coming. My dad ran a restaurant. My dad had a partnership in an amazing restaurant. He was a food and beverage manager all of my life. And he was like, don't do it. It's too much. Especially if you have to do it as a partnership. He was like, you can do it on your own. He said, I don't advise the partnerships. And right now I'm at a serious partnership stage. And I'm like, well, Dad, you want to be a partner? He said, we don't want to work together. He was like, no. I'm like, but Dad. He's like, no, because he done been burned in partnerships. But he's like, He's like, but I see where you're going, and yeah, it can be done, but don't go to the table with a lot of people trying to get it done, because it's not gonna make you happy. And you want to do this in this time of your life because it makes you happy. You want to do it because it makes you happy. And I was like, you're damn right. He's like, okay, well, don't do it, because ain't nothing happy about it, because it's going to become a job. It's going to become, he was like, decide. He's like, really think about how it is that you want to do it. Really think about how it is that you want to do it. Let me see. I'm trying to make sure we got everything on the thing. Okay, honestly, right? He was just being honest about it, because I always wanted to have a bar. He was like, okay, we're dealing with the alcohol and the licensing, the customers and all of that. He's like, just know. He's and who am I? I am that person. Give me your hindsight. I'm not going to ask for your hindsight and then not borrow from your wisdom. It's just not going to happen. So until I figure this thing out where I don't have to do it with the level of partnerships that is at this time required, inside my family or outside of my family, I'm going to do it at a level that I can scale it, but I can always I'm happy. The artist, exactly. Right? You're happy right now. I'm happy right now. I have no problem getting out of bed. I go out there and do the wrong agreement, which is on our page here. If I go out there and do the wrong agreement and the wrong kind of partnership, I ain't gonna sleep good at night. I ain't gonna be able to get out of bed. I'm not gonna want to go do it. Because I was somewhere and I was we talked about doing the sandwiches. And when I started doing the research, I'm like, okay, good. I go take a food safety class. Access to a kitchen is no problem. I know that because I've advised others on how to do this. Your father is telling you the truth. Do what makes you happy. And let me tell you, I know how to do this thing, just like making the lemonade. I wrote the book on lemonade. I wrote the book on how to create buzz. I can generate the buzz. But then I was thinking, well, damn, if you start doing this sandwich, you start going to these tastings, you start doing all this stuff. You're gonna spend all week prepping this food product, trying to get this product out there, And I'm like, I ain't trying to burn that kind of time. Yeah, I love that kind of money, but I ain't trying to do that. And then I started looking into, okay, well, how about if I came up with the recipes and I was watching Queer Eye and the barbecue sisters up, the Jones barbecue sisters, y'all, please tell me y'all watch Queer Eye and the Jones barbecue sisters, and they had a barbecue sauce, and they kept trying to take their barbecue sauce to market, and they kept realizing it was over their head. And so one of the things that when they did their Queer Eye episode, they took them through that process. Hey, listen, let me show you how to make this process easy. But then they got overwhelmed and couldn't get the barbecue sauce out because everybody wanted the barbecue sauce. And then they were like next thing you know, you're going down that timeline. And instead of looking at all that good barbecue, you're looking at all these apologies about how they've been overwhelmed with these orders on this sauce and they can't get the sauce out, promising people it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. And you wonder how much, if they were already stressed, how much stress are they now? So now the barbecue is shipping. They got distributors and all that kind of stuff, right? And so that's what I want. I'm like, okay, maybe there is a product to come out of this. First of all, it's going to be a publication of sorts, right? It's the recipes, I just want to encourage people. I love people saying that they're now drinking the lemonade. They're now giving their children, they're giving their children fresh fruit. My thing is like you're trying to change up your diet, but then you're still adding all these other stuff to what you're drinking. Why aren't you giving your children fresh fruit to drink? And then being able to show people, when I go and get my vegetables and stuff, I'm not spending $70, $80, $100. I got a $20 budget. When I found produce departments that I can trust, that I can recommend, and stick to a budget, right? And then still create an amazing meal. And I was trying to do it through a partnership, and I'm like, okay, wait, they're not hearing me on this, and like again, the agreement. I'm like yeah, I understand. I wanna, I want us to work together, but here's my ask. And I'm like, okay, they're not hearing my ask, so I got to keep it moving, right? But like the artist said, I'm happy. I'm trying to stay happy with this. Let me go over here and just check one other place to make sure we're getting all the make sure I'm getting all the comments in. I want to make sure because we're gonna get out of here. I gotta go. Already gotta go watch this show. I can't see my shows in real time anymore. Let me go back over here. All right, can't see my shows in real time. But yeah, we talked about agreement. We talked about one of the things by putting this on other platforms is I had to define it. And it's now a daily podcast about living daily. I want to say daily living, a daily podcast about daily living, just because that flows off my tongue a little bit better. But then it's about living daily. And it really is about living daily. It's about how you've went to bed. It's how you're going to get out of bed. Hopefully, I'm telling y'all, there are antidotes to this thing called life. There are ways in which we can make it make sense. We can make it make sense, y'all. I'm telling you. And just because I ain't trying to sell you a sandwich today doesn't mean I won't at some point, but I just know too many people that are doing this. I'm not going to do it until, just like I didn't want to go back to doing breakfast. I was getting ready to do breakfast with DryerBuzz, And then I'm like, wait, now I got to go do ticket sales. I got to go book guests. And I'm like, I can't, it was bringing me out of my happy zone. I'm so trying to be in the happy zone. That's my word every day, y'all. Happy. That is my word every day because there are so many things I have had to do in my life where happy wasn't the main priority at the start of the day, in the middle of the day, throughout the day, at the end of the day. I was going so long and so far and so wide without it that I'm like, look, no, it's all up in the mix here right now. And so, yes, there's something coming. Soon as I find the easiest, and I mean, and that doesn't mean it is the easiest. As soon as I make it the easiest, as soon as I find a system or a process that I can trust to go ahead and bring it forth, without me having to do a whole lot, then it's going to happen. And one of the things before you even go into these other arenas, you got to have the recipe. So I'm still learning about recipe development. Maybe it might be a seasoning. I don't know. And one of the things, I've had so many beta tests on the different brand. I really want to, whatever I do, I want to keep the name DryerBuzz. That's good, sis. Happy, I'm telling you. I want to keep it DryerBuzz. And when I did the book 27 Answers, it was hard to keep that DryerBuzz. It started pulling me in two different directions because it just needs to be DryerBuzz. And I don't know. I know the whole in the kitchen, in the kitchen with DryerBuzz. And as a matter of fact, how I started coming this way was, hell, I just wanted to go down the cooking aisle and buy something with a black woman on it. And I was like, dang. And then they came up with, oh my God, the basketball. I can't think of her name. What's the basketball wife name? Damn, I can't even think of her name. I bought her a cookbook. I was trying to buy her pot set. Her husband played for the Warriors. Oh my God. I can't think of her name. And I'm trying not to think too hard. So anyway, but everybody, every aisle I went down, there's like no black woman. I know that's probably one of the biggest stereotypes in our society, which is probably why black women don't have the. I mean, we have B. Smith, but B. Smith was so bougie, y'all. Not Teigen, not Chrissy Teigen, but one before Chrissy Teigen. Her husband plays basketball. Aisha Curry. Aisha Curry, right. Aisha Curry, I was so ecstatic to see Aisha Curry's line on there. Yeah, oh, I forgot you guys on them. Just a slight delay. I was ecstatic to see Aisha Curry's line, and now Chrissy Teigen's line. I don't know that Chrissy Teigen is I don't know what Chrissy Teigen, but I did fall in love with Chrissy Teigen's line. So I did purchase. I bought a little bit of both. I think I was trying to get the Aisha Curry's cook set. It's hella expensive. I did recently see it on sale, so I keep it on my list for Mother's Day. And now that I really want to go with a stainless steel set, I think I'm probably going to end up just breaking down and getting it. They both have one at this point. So, but I think it had to do with the stereotype. And they took Aisha out of Target, but she's still over at Sears, which, Sears is trying to go out of business. Is it Sears or JCPenney? No, she's over at JCPenney. She's over at JCPenney. Now, Chrissy Teigen is at Target. And the measuring cups and all those things that I have are Chrissy Teigen's. So, but anyway, so I'm trying to figure out, I want to do it, but I got to have the best of agreements on this thing because it's definitely going to be something that's outsourced. Because I'm just not trying to do that kind of development in this phase of life. So it's definitely got to be the best agreement, y'all. And borrowing from the lemonade, I'm going to write lemonade on there so that I know that because I'm not the best note taker, I'm going to know that I'm going to apply the theory of the lemonade to that agreement when I get ready to go in and do this. And it may be lemonade. It may be, I really wanted to do this sandwich. But for the most part, I go back to what it is I do best. And that's run my mouth, this conversation, this talk thing. I'm getting ready to do some remotes, some salon barbershop remotes on that level. It's so funny, and I'm gonna tell y'all, I have just a couple of shops that I work with because, and I understand being the last black owned businesses in our community, they get inundated with a lot of stuff. So I don't like to do a lot. I don't like to approach the salons too much because they have it. But let me tell you, honey, it is festival season. I am going to be out and about on festival season. In fact, this week I'm looking at a couple of places I might want to get a table just to bring the podcast. Because I don't want to, there's so many great ideas already out there. I just want to support those ideas. And I understand they don't know what support look like. These places that are out there, they don't know what support looks like. All my vendors and people who are already doing it, and they see people like myself who know what they're doing come barreling down their lane and doing the takeover. That's just not what I'm trying to do. And I hope that I had hope. I'm at the end of that hope, but I had hope that I would be able to lend myself to them to help further them, but that's not the case. Sometimes you got to barrel down a lane and just take over. Sometimes you have to. I mean, hell, look at the lemonade. Sometimes you have to, because sometimes seeing them, even though you might say, well, I just want to support them, that might not have been how and why it was given to you. It might have been given to you just to see them and to know you could do it too. Better, bigger, you could serve more. You know what I'm saying? Because you might have the genuineness. You might bring the genuineness to it. Just like the large soda company, trying to do the lemonade half soda, and then they some kind of way miraculously screw up the brand with this big old Y on their billboard. Like, it's a lie. you know. But just think about that, y'all. Number one, go and start your day with a blank page. Okay, all that stuff from yesterday, don't even bring it into the day. Even if it was good, even if it was full of joy, you still got another day. Be an extension of that. And luckily today is what, Friday. I don't have to go into the kitchen. It's my, I already know what all I have to do. I don't have to do too much thinking about it. Just getting this done and putting this on the list. But think about your agreements before you sign on those dotted lines. Make sure it's something that's going to make you happy. And I know you might be at that part of life where you got to grunt through it, bear through it, and everybody can't be there at the same time. I understand. And if this wasn't the end, you like, well, I'm going through this and they didn't even talk about this. We might have already covered that. We might be behind you. We might be in front of you, might be going along with you. As long as you just take a moment to listen and let's all figure out how we're going to do this. You know what that one thing that we do, and that is get out of bed.